Hey guys, long time no see. It's been a couple of weeks. Just when I got into the groove of doing these video reports once again, managed to break my ankle, and between the pain and the lack of mobility, the last thing I wanted to be doing was video reports. But anyway, I've got three complimentary plays coming up here for today's report. I'm going to take a look at the night game between undefeated Coastal Carolina, the big 17.5 point chalk at home against a team from South Alabama that blew it 2 Thursdays ago. And I was thankful for it because I had the other side, Georgia Southern, as they scored 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter to rally for the win and cover. Mid-afternoon contest at 3:30 Eastern Time. Can Oklahoma this time cover the 38.5 point spread against Kansas? Sooners not a great double-digit chalk of that magnitude. And then an early game that I really liked. Memphis got its ass kicked last week against Cincinnati, but now the Tigers are back at home where they never lose, and especially in the month of November where they never lose over the past few years, looking to rebound against a very bad South Florida team. But once again, can they cover the big 17.5 point spread? In terms of what I've been doing here lately, well, last night I cashed in with an easy 10-dime play on BYU. Boy, did a lot of guys, not here at the site, just about everybody had BYU, but did a lot of guys in this industry and gamblers alike get snookered thinking that Boise State was the way to go there. BYU, for non-believers, they're really good. Okay, they're not going to play anybody good the rest of the season, but they're really good. And the night before, I hit a top-rated 15-time best bet with Nevada. Today, I've got college winner number 5 out of 6, and it's going to be my SEC lock on Florida and Georgia. And you get it as the half-price play of the day by using coupon code HALF. No, I'm sorry, coupon code COLLEGE. You think I'd know what my own coupon codes were, wouldn't you? Since I create them, college. The word college, that gets you it for half price play of the day. The other two hot guys, just FYI, let me just tell you, would be Kirby Maxwell, who is 8-2 lifetime with his normal top-rated 100-dime plays, including Buffalo over Northern Illinois on Wednesday, and also then cashing in with Nevada on Thursday. Today, second ever 150-dime college football release of his career. It goes at noon Eastern Time. You get it for over half price off. The coupon code is over on the homepage. And then Chuck O'Brien going for his third ever 150-dime college football release of his career. It's Houston and Cincinnati. Hit number 1 2 Saturdays ago. Coastal Carolina over Georgia Southern. Number 2 last Saturday. Ohio State over Penn State. You got them both for over half price off. His next one going today. FYI, just to let you know, Chuck has won 18 of his last 28 plays. You've gotten them all for over half price off. And with those 28 plays, $10 bettors have won $9,270. So let's get to your complimentary plays. I'll run them in reverse chronological order. Coastal Carolina, last Saturday was the featured ESPN game day, whatever, blah, 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 play. And in that game, they showed you something, a different dimension perhaps for people that have not been really familiar with this Coastal Carolina team. They can play a little defense. Georgia State came into that game averaging 42 points a game. Coastal Carolina shut them out 51-0. And it also marked the return of Grayson McCall, who had missed the previous game because of COVID-19 implications. He was 18 for 24, 254 yards and 4 touchdowns. The redshirt freshman on the season now has completed nearly 70% of his passes for a little over 1,100 yards, 15 touchdowns, 1 interception. As I mentioned earlier, I had gone against South Alabama in their previous game 2 Thursdays ago. They carried a lead into the fourth quarter against Georgia Southern, and Georgia Southern just wore them down running the ball with that triple option attack, and they scored 2 touchdowns in the final 10 minutes and won the game and covered as a 5-point chalk, 24-17. What South Alabama can do is throw the ball. Problem is, Coastal Carolina has a damn good pass defense. What South Alabama cannot do is show you a balanced offensive attack. They just can't run the ball. Averaging just 3.2 yards a carry on 123 yards a game. So that means Coastal Carolina is going to be able to stack the box and come all out and really put the pressure on the South Alabama quarterbacks. They generally rotate 2 of them, and they're both pretty damn effective. I think that this is a Coastal Carolina team averaging a little over 42 points and 530 yards a game. And McCall is going to face a pass defense here that has generated only 8 sacks on the season. he should have a field day. So I have no problem laying the 17 or so points in the game. Oklahoma is a monstrous 38.5 point favorite today against Kansas. But why not? Listen, Les Miles has made it quite clear. He's going to play all the young guys here and hope after a bad first year, after a bad second year, that maybe next year there's some hope in Lawrence. I don't think so, but he's hoping. You know, everybody can have a hope and a prayer. I don't think so. But anyway, listen, Oklahoma's offense has been revving it up, 62-28 last week at Texas Tech. They scored 48 in the first half before calling everybody off. Won their previous game 33-14 at TCU, and of course the week prior 53-45 over Texas. What I like here is that the Sooners have a bye next week before the Battle of Bedlam, their annual showdown with Oklahoma State. So they have a little separation, no look ahead necessarily before Oklahoma State. Kansas, meanwhile, coming off a 52-22 home loss to Iowa State. 22 points, that's the most they've scored in a single game all season. They have allowed at least 38 points in every single game this year. Why not lay the 38? Why not lay 48 with Oklahoma as they get another tune-up? And finally, the early game that I really like is Memphis. Listen, they're coming off an absolute beatdown at the hands of Cincinnati last week, 49-10. Cincinnati has a good defense. South Florida doesn't. Now Memphis is back at home where they just don't lose. Okay, I lied a little bit. They've won 24 of their last 25 at home. That lone loss coming against a great Central Florida team back in 2018. Since then, they've won 12 straight games at home. This South Florida team's coming off a 42-13 loss at home to Tulsa. They lost their previous game 39-37 at Temple. Their defense against FBS teams, they played 5 of them this season, giving up an average of 41 points a game in those contests. They have absolutely no pass rush, so I think Brady White should have a field day. I think, if I read it correctly, South Florida only has 3 sacks on the year. 3 sacks in 6 games. Think about that. 3 sacks in 6 games. Brady White had been sacked. Brady White is the Memphis quarterback. Brady White had been sacked 5 times on the season before playing Cincinnati last week. He was sacked 6 times by the Bearcats last week. Today, he's going to sit in the pocket and have a field day picking apart a South Florida defense that has generated 3 sacks on the season. That's the lowest figure in all of Division I FBS ball. The other thing is that South Florida actually has an awful run defense, too. They allowed 227 yards to Tulsa. Memphis has been unable to get its ground game going, which is surprising because generally Memphis always has at least one running back who's big and can really chew up the yardage on the ground. They've got to be able to establish the run today, and I expect them to do so. Listen, they won last year's game against a bad South Florida team, 49-10. South Florida's offense, they played 3 quarterbacks, rotating in and out against Tulsa last week. I don't think that's a recipe for success. I think South Florida is going to definitely struggle here. I think Memphis is going to be able to get the job done, and I think Memphis laying 17.5, I got no problem. So how do I rank these plays? Well, Coastal Carolina is number 1. Memphis would be like 1A, and Oklahoma would be way down here. That'll do it. Wish you well. Talk to you again, hopefully, tomorrow. Good luck, everybody.